Joy Ogide is a freelance content writer and educator, passionate about helping writers turn their skills into income. Through her brand, Script, she writes powerful website copy and blog content for businesses while mentoring budding writers who want to build profitable writing careers. She's also the convener of the Write Academy, a soon-to-launch learning institution for writers who want to master their craft, build authority, and attract better-paying clients.
So today we are joined by the delectable Joy Ogide, Script. She's a seasoned copywriter, a 3-time author. She's also a teacher and my lovely sister. Thank you for not finally, but thank you for granting me your presence today. It's obvious to be there. Yeah. So thinking about it, right? I think it's funny how we've always just paths have always been woven together. True. Yes, because what are the odds that we are going to be together today in this studio? I mean, of course, I know that while we're growing up, we had a lot of moments where we would act. I mean, it was just us, right? So we're always involved in each other's lives when it comes to playing, serious stuff, all of that. But I don't think there was ever any time that we just sat down and said we're going to have a camera in front of us.
I know, and they wasn't. I thinking that the fact that just featured on my own video. If you
know, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. You owe me.
I do. So, Joy, you have done so very well for yourself. I must say, you've done so well for yourself as a copywriter. And I know your background as an engineer, right? Yes, she is an engineer, a trained engineer. Now, going from engineering into copywriting, first of all, why did you make that switch?
Okay, so I think first, right, the idea is common. We have like the same a common idea, right, which is problem solving. I think the reason why I decided to study engineering was first because I know the math. That's like basic reason. That's why I decided to study engineering. But then also because I love to solve problems. The whole idea of engineering is being able to find the problem after find solution. Right. So that was why I studied engineering. Yeah, and then 5 years later, 5 years down the line, right? I mean, I have always loved writing. I think you can attest to that. I've always loved to write, yeah. But it was more like a hobby. It was something I did, but there was a natural flow, a free flow. Yeah, so
do you think it's partly because you know how mom used to tell us then to write apology letters when we do something bad? I know one thing. Did you break a flask or something?
Yeah, I think something like that.
Yes, then you had to write an apology letter, and she always did that. And then we had to write a lot to our grandma. Then
I think if anything, it's even with daddy, because he was always the one saying, English. I was best in English. Yeah. He was always bragging best in English, and that he had always been trying to correct you the English.
Yes.
So I even think if there's anything that I think you have their books in the story. I mean, yeah. So I've always loved to write as a hobby, And then I think it was finally in part I just decided, this thing that I really love, I noticed that, I love engineering, I love writing, but the love I had for writing was more than the one I had for engineering. And I didn't want to stifle, struggle, I had to struggle with doing this thing for the rest of my life, for a big part of my time. And so when I figured out that there was a way to monetize this thing that was able to me, this switch just came natural. After all, I've seen ways to solve it, but just this time I'm going to solve it with words, not numbers. Just 30 years.
Okay, do you think that our childhood, I know we've talked about it a little, but do you think that if we're given different circumstances, maybe if we had parents that were very rigid, imagine your daughter coming to tell you that, I was trained for engineering, but I want to do copywriting. Do you think that if they had express some sort of disapproval, do you think you would have still forged on?
Well, it depends on the tenacity of the disapproval. Right? If it was very no, but I mean, there's a reason with disapproval. You know, they'll come around the very yes, yeah. Because I think I even faced that a bit in it's just a little bit. But it wasn't forced. Yes, I did.
But when at what point?
Actually, right after after school now, and then daddy was like, you know what? Start looking at jobs, oil company, and since daddy already very much in the engineering line, already has a lot of connection there. So the natural course of action would be to just find a job, something, connecting with someone. So there was that. There was always that. It was start trying to look at his own work, start trying to learn what he does and follow, which I also did, right? There was that. There was you can get into the company easily. There was all of that. And then it was the fact that it didn't come freely. I mean, starting writing, I didn't just start and poof, I was everywhere. It took time. So I think
I'm getting to that. Was there like a conscious effort behind the whole writing thing? Were you doing this because it was a hobby and something I enjoyed doing, or you were doing it based on like you could see it as a career, you'd see the prospects for the future?
Yes, I was. I think I couldn't see the prospect. I could see that there was something in this thing. Like I said, there was a switch. There was a time when it switched from being a hobby to being a career. This could actually be more. And that was in the final year. I remember there was a moment I remember very clearly. And so I just decided. And it's because I could see what I was seeing. Like, I just had to make every other person see it. So, yeah, well, that was what happened.
The last guest talked about this, right? I mean, the vision is given to you, but it's your duty to now sell that vision to the world. Yes. Yeah. So you did a good one. Now, do you think that, obviously anyways, consistency must have played a very big role? Because like you said, you didn't just stumble. You had to stay on it for a bit, right? So, how were you consistent? How did you maintain that or build that consistency? Because I know that is a thing today that a lot of creatives struggle with. In fact, we know that sometimes people say consistency is a myth. You can't really be consistent. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't agree with that.
Okay,
but I would say conscious efforts to be consistent. And consistency I don't think it means, being everywhere at every time, doing so much. You don't even have to do too much to be consistent. It's just about knowing yourself, knowing what works for you and finding that footing. So for instance, you can say, I don't have the time to shoot videos every day or to write every day or something. How about batch creating? Right. So it's about being smart about it. I mean, this is what I want. I want to be consistent. I want my videos up every day for 1 week. I want to write something up every day for 1 week. And I know I won't have the time every day. So let me do that today. Let me take 5 hours or 4 hours today and do everything. And I know I can still be consistent. Yeah, so consistency.
I agree, actually.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
The consistency.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Seeing that consistency.
Is it right? Okay, fair. So you've built a massive following. I mean, you have maybe over 90,000 followers across YouTube and Instagram, right? And then I'm sure some other channels that I don't even remember. Now, I want to know if you can educate not just me, but our viewers, educate us on how you were able to build that following. Okay. You speak of consistency. I know that that's one thing. Now, are there other things that's way involved?
Well, of course, there are other things. It didn't happen like magic. It took process, right? It took studying a lot of things, like self, my audience, a lot of studying actually. I can confidently say now, right? I won't lose my page. I won't lose any of my pages or but I can confidently say if I lose any of my pages, I know what to do now to go my own. Yeah, and
that's some confidence.
It is, and I can do it, right?
Please give us what are we supposed to
do that? Yeah. And it's because there was a process. That's why it's always advised to not watch the process. If you watch the process, you miss the entire point. Okay. Something my pastor always says. He says, if you spill milk, right, and the cow is still available, you can get milk. Okay. So if, like I said, if I lose my page, I'm still here, still the same person. I still know what I did. I can always build that. And I'll show you a couple of things that I did. So aside to being consistent, the number one thing I would say is value. Like, I mean, I started to believe in myself because almost everyone says it.
You're starting to believe in yourself.
No, I'm starting to believe it. Okay, right? Almost everyone that comes across my channel says something about this is like one of the most valuable pages. I get comments like that every other day. I get emails, I get value. Okay? And I noticed that this thing is not forced. For me, I don't force it, right? I think I love to really share what I know. I'm not a hoarder of information. If I learn something, I want to share. So it's easy for me to always have things to share because I'm learning it. So there's value. Yeah, right? Giving out value, if you drop valuable content. Now you need to know something. I know that you're speaking to two people. There are two categories of people that you're speaking to online. The people that want to buy from you, right? And people that want to learn from you. Okay. Right, to set up a period of thinking. And if you play your cards properly, you speak to two of them at the same time. Okay? So if you're able to people find the end of people that want to learn from you be drawn to you because, wow, I want to do what she's doing. How is she doing that? People that want to buy from you be like, she knows so much about what she does. How can I get it? And you find out that you've spoken to these two audience and you have people coming for your service. You have for me, and you might make you have courses. How can you? So yeah, it's value is very important. And another thing I'd say, I mentioned earlier, the value is drawn from your own drive to know things. Okay. If you have a drive to learn, then value will not be hard for you to keep up. Okay. Because if you're learning someone, the people that want to hold information, people that are scared of, if I share this, are the people that don't learn about. If you learn about, there's so much information for you to give up, alright? So yeah, there is value, there is the habit of learning, amassing knowledge, very interesting. These are things that I think were very very fundamental in Japan of my pages, of course.
And then consistency.
Consistency, of course. That one is a no-brainer, right? Consistency, it's very important.
The topic of consistency, right? Meanwhile, you shared these valuable points. I think it's very important to keep up value. People say a lot today, don't gatekeeping, right? So, in as much as you want to, should I say keep the best for yourself? No, I think you should just give out, right? You should just, whatever you're learning. I mean, you even do better by sharing, right? Yeah. But now back to consistency. I want you to walk us through specific things you do to maintain consistency. To ensure that, okay, if I'm supposed to do 5 posts this week, I'm supposed to send an email to cold pitch, and all of that. How do I build consistency? Are there systems that you work with? Is there like a framework you work with?
Okay. First thing, I'm an avid reader. I read a lot of books. I enjoy reading, and I think it's very important to, especially in my line of work, I am a writer. So if I'm empty, if there's nothing feeling me, I cannot write, right? So I read a lot of books, right? And in that process of taking in information, learning a lot of things, right? It now becomes easier to build a system. When I read, I see how people do stuff. I see what works for them. I read things that are in line with what I want to do. I see, this is what is working for this test. This is what. And by doing that, I'm able to experiment with different things because I've read this statistic, I've read this statistic, and I can see these people are doing well in their field. Yeah. So yes, I can now learn. I learn from people that don't even know. There's that. I do that too. I need it to help. Also, there's this thing I do. I think it's now subconscious to me. It's called I call it 3TDO. I saw it in one of the books. So I can't remember what book it was. So it's number 3. It's a to-do list, but it's only 3 things. So this offer says, pick 3 things to do every day. 3 things every week. Then 3 things to do every month.
3 things to do every day. 3 things to do every week. 3 things to do every month.
That's a lot. You don't need 10 things to do. You don't need 15 things. You need only 3 things. Pick the best, the most important 3 things for you to do that day. And when you wake up in the morning, those things should come and you should already know them. Okay. It is best to even sleep on them. So the night before you're like, okay, tomorrow this is what I want to do. This. So when you wake up, you're waking up with the conscious of these are the 3 things I want to do as a day. Do you understand? So yes, that thing I still doing it after I read the book, but I just touched me and I think what was the time for when I wake up, I know 1, 2, 3. Once I sort them out, even if I don't get to do the other things I have to do for the day, then I'm fine. I do that. And that's also my consistency, because if I know I'm supposed to shoot a video today, I'm supposed to finish a vlog today, I'm going to do it because it's on my list.
I mean, you've already done the good work of reducing the amount of
yes,
your deliverables for the day.
So most of what people just do is they load up their
yes. You now have to load on to those.
Your brain goes into overdrive and then
exactly. And I think that's very, very brilliant. And anyone who really, I think that's very brilliant, right? And anyone who listens to that and implements it will definitely see something better for themselves. Your first book, right? 15 questions, new freelancer. Correct. So when you launched that book, right? 15 questions, new freelancers ask. What was your headspace at that time? What were you thinking? What was it like? What time of your career was it?
To be honest, I was confused at times.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very confused. At that point, it was when I was doing a lot of things that I wasn't seeing results yet. I was doing so much there, trying to dabble into this, dabble into that, see what works. So I was testing what I did.
Really?
Yes, I was.
I was not expecting this response, to be honest.
Yes, I was. I was very confused at the point. And then I spoke with someone and he was like, I know I was confused, but I know that I was trying to gather like a personal audience. You know how they say social media is no man's friend. Literally, you could wake up tomorrow and Facebook is down. And there's no Mark has decided that he doesn't want anything like this. So the only thing you can maintain is your email list, your WhatsApp contact, your personal email. So that's why they always advise you to get your own circle. Okay, so although I was confused, I knew I was working towards. I wanted my own people. I wanted a different space to have a one-on-one shopping. So I was confused, but I knew, yes, how do I get them? I need a lead. How do I get to see? Let me offer something that the people are also not. What do I talk about? Freelance writing. They have questions. Okay, let me put that in the email. Spill out of think and then digest it. Join my email. It's lovely. It's not like that time.
Lovely. So I think what you've just done now is share a tip for people who are looking to grow their mailing lists, right? So yeah, if you're here and one thing you want to do is to grow your mailing list, a good way to do it would be to work on an ebook, a free ebook, right?
It doesn't even have to be just an ebook. It can be any material, a video. It can just something that they have to drop their email address,
just so you can get that data. Lovely. Now, more on mailing lists, right? How do you nurture your list? Like, you're growing a list. You have a few people who have already signed up and all of that. How do you ensure that these people are actually getting value for being on your database?
So I call my mailing list, right? I call them my VIPs. People on my mailing list.
One of them.
So I call them my VIPs because I'm not giving you the same information I'm giving you general people. If you took the time to take an extra step to subscribe, and trust me with your email, and you trust me, and you trust me, then I told you something.
Tears more sugar,
right? That is information. So that is sort of like more private information. You get it. So if your mailing is the kind of emails I send, I send you gist, I give you info, what's going on in my personal life, I share pictures. So they're not just looking forward to, she wants to drop the book, or she wants to release it first, or she wants to force me to buy something. They will make sure you just we are just having a conversation. And while we're having a conversation, I'll just, you just decide, if I want to buy something, obviously you have to, right? One is your friend, one is a regular person. You want to buy something, who do you buy from your best friend, right? So that's exactly the kind of relationship that
So you're like their guy. They have like, they feel like they have a close relationship. Yeah. Brilliant. Brilliant. So one very interesting thing about you is that I realized that you've not quite worked in a corporate setting per se. You know how you have like the suit and tie, 9 to 5. Yes, you're not that girl. You've never really done that, except for maybe IT. Like,
Yeah, doing my IT. It wasn't even fully corporate, right?
Exactly. So I think you're one of the few lucky people to may have escaped that life, because lots of people are complaining, but they're not going there. Now, how do you think or how can you just educate us and put us through? How did you land freelance jobs? How did you get into that world where you have your own, you're in charge of your time, your space, the amount of work you're putting into anything, you're in charge of your tasks and your deliverables, and you're able to bring full value to other people. How did you get into that space?
So it was a mistake. Miss your own thing into it. I did not plan to not have a 9 to 5. I actually liked the ideas when I was younger. I was like, oh, the idea of wearing a night dress, going out, coming back. It was really nice to me. I wanted to learn pop picture. So I didn't learn to. So I stumbled into this when, I stumbled into freelancing when I found, the very first person I worked with on here, right? So I saw him and can you tell us how you got him? Oh yes, yes, sure. That's a story. I don't forget that story because I believe that I feel like destiny alignments, like there are always encounter moments whenever there's something to shift the trajectory of your life. There's like encounter moments, and I don't think anybody forgets that. I feel like this is one of them. So just the short. Here's a long story, really short for that. Okay, so one of those days, final year, I was really restless. I knew that I was entering another phase of life. Like, she's
How
final.
come I don't know this story?
Which one then? This
I
is not
don't
remember it. Yeah, it's first.
Okay.
My God, the story are just so. I was really restless, right? Final year, I knew that going into the real world, final year, you're literally putting together your own once you graduate and all that. So I'm just there, very restless. I come back home from school, right, that day. So I was in my house, we were having exams going, I finished my exams, so I was like, wow, I was just there. And then I just decided, all this writing, I could probably, how can I earn from this writing? And I need to make things hobby for me. I picked up my phone and then I went on the internet and then I typed writing jobs online, something like that. I started seeing something like that. So it's very, very flipping true. One of the first, things I saw, funny. It was someone that was looking for, looking for writers. So, and then he added his number, all this number, someone said, send the text. So immediately I texted him on my stuff. Hi, my name is Joy and I might to work with you. That was it. Mind you, I had never received a single, I was just new to the writing world, but just with the boldness, I said, I might and I'd love to work with you. I texted him. I dropped my phone 2 minutes later. I don't even, 2 minutes after I dropped my phone started ringing. I'm like, that was here. Oh, I was like, no, is this Joy? I said, yes. I'm like, oh, you said you write? I said, yes. I said, okay. You know what? Send your WhatsApp message. And I said, okay. Send him WhatsApp message. And then he's like, oh, you sent your write? I said, yes. I said, okay, send me some of your samples. So hard. Did you tell him? Yes, I don't have what am I going to send him? I was like, oh, I don't have sample. And he's like, you know what? Just send me anything. He was very good, got sent because I was like, just send me anything, let me look at what you've written. So I just looked for one random thing that I had written and sent to him. And I was like, this is shabby, but don't worry. I'll work it. I'll work with you. And I was like, and that was it. So I started to work with him, and then, the workshop started working with him, learning from him. And so I think that was what started the freelance life. Yeah, I knew that, okay, if I can stay at home, check for a job online, I'll find something and actually start getting people. Then I can find some more people. I can find more people. Then I don't need to look for a particular company to work with it and start doing it. So yeah, that was what we did the drive for freelancing. Yeah.
So how did you scale? Like, how did you now reach a wide audience? How were you able to build your portfolio? I just want to hear a bit about your freelance journey generally.
So from there, social media came, and not being on social media is like saying, and I just want to, I don't want to exist in the world because, come on, yeah, exactly. Social media
It's important.
is so important.
Everything right now.
Right, it's everything now. So that moment is that, of course, you already know that I was never a social media person growing up. Which is where I was surprised. Exactly, I was never a social media. I wasn't even on Facebook that everybody was on. To go, remember when to go came out?
So you know,
I was not. I was not, and everybody in class was raving that time. Oh, to go, ping that you were. And I wasn't there, and I wasn't bothered because I've never been a social media person. But then when I heard though that if you're online, you can scale, you can get to find more people to work with. I'm like, okay, let's break this. And it was important for me because it wasn't like, it was about for me to break out of that my shell. I was in a shell, I was hidden. And I grew up and I just started to go all in, right? And I started to do that. So social media was very, very instrumental in my freelance journey. I started to put myself out, share what I do, start catering small community. People start reaching out to me. Oh, can you write this for me? Can you write that for me?
So was that because you were putting out content? Were you actually doing anything while you were on social media? When you say social media was a thing, right? Were you actually posting regularly? What kind of posts were you making? I'm asking this because I know that some of our viewers actually want to take that step. They're at this place where they actually want to just get started with maybe
People like other people that have gone through what they are going through. Yeah. Or that are going through, they want to resonate with you. So my posts were very relatable. I'm sharing stuff about, this is the struggle of a freelance writer trying to do this. These are my struggles, struggle of a Nigerian writer. I'm sharing, challenges. When I have, when I have a win, I share that as well. Like, what's this? So, this person reached out to me. I wrote this talk book. I did this. And I'm literally documenting my life, my work life on my career. So people that started to get into my space because there was credibility being there. So they saw, oh, this person is, I can relate this person. And so, yeah, that was how I leveraged social from being relatable. Then I started to, it got to a point that now I said, position myself as an authority figure. Like, I know this thing, I know this thing, I want to help you do it. So, doing that, then people that now start reaching fans and out there reaching out to me, right? But then they're like, oh, I mean, if you come, technically, right, if your brand wants to hire someone and wants to work with someone, what's the first thing you do? Check online, correct? Online. And it's even worse now. I feel like right now, it's even Instagram. Maybe before they would go and check on Google or something.
yeah, before they'll check Google, that's
Right now,
so you have a website and all of that.
Literally, but even here,
I feel like at this point we're even phasing out websites. Well, not entirely.
oh my God, as well.
Really?
They're now incorporating SEO into Instagram, into social media.
Yes.
So search engines are now promoting, pushing social media posts more than just ordinary and right? So that was very important. Right now, if I want to buy something, if I see anything, if I want to buy anything, what's the first thing? Go online, search it. If you're not there, I'm already giving you, this person is on serious. So why do you not want like here understand? So it's now a necessity. It's no longer something you want to add on. If you're not on social media, there's so much you're wasting up with you. I mean, the very first time I got a job on LinkedIn, I think that was my first, that was my second international client. It was on LinkedIn. A random person I don't know literally reached out to me and was like, "Oh, I saw you just wrote this. I'd like you to write this for me." And I'm like, "Okay, does this work?" Okay, I was like, "Oh, sure, sure." And it's like, "Can we fix anything? Why can't we?" So he spoke the next day. He gave me the job. He said, "Don't stress. This same thing you wrote for yourself, write it for me." Yeah, that was it. So really, yeah. And then I got paid. I think that was in Australia or somewhere like that. I got paid for it. I think that's it. He reached out again with this one. If you subscribe projects here, so basically, because I put myself out there, it was easier for me to get into this space.
Brilliant. So I know you often share a lot more about getting into the freelance industry or becoming a freelancer, how to get paid gigs, how to find clients. I know you often talk about that. I mean, you don't gatekeep. I know that. So, but for those of us, those of them that are not currently subscribed on your newsletter, can you just give us a little tea? Let's just hear some of the things tell your audience specifically around the topic of getting clients. Like, how would someone, like, I'm just getting into copywriting, or let's even be more generic, I'm just getting into that freelance space. How do I find clients?
You're just getting into freelancing. You want the freelance life. You're tired of being 9 to 5. You want to get into the matching. So first thing, of course, you have a skill. You have what you want to. You cannot just call online and be around. I'm a general freelancer. You need to know I'm a freelance writer or a freelance designer or anything else. So that's first. That's the first thing we choose. You pick a skill. And then the next thing is to learn everything you can about it. And that's a missing factor in the whole to me because so many people want to jump steps. You see someone that just picked up and just identify as something and something unique for clients. That's not the next step. The next step is to really learn because at the end of the day, that's what differentiates you from everybody is different. Sure. There are like at least 1,000 people doing the same thing. If you're sitting and now we have ChatGPT, and now we have ChatGPT, and we have all these things. So if you want to just come in and jump into the crowd and still continue, you still remain a part. But the way to start out is to learn. Is to be really good at your craft. So invest in your knowledge, invest in taking courses, meet people. The fastest way is to meet people one-on-one, right? I remember that was one of the most life transforming things I did for my career. I reached out to someone like Guinea or online, and I'm like, I want to learn. I was already rising, I was already going. I wanted to skill. I had to. I reached out, I'm like, I want to. This guy gave me his price in dollars. I know it was a fortune. I know it was insane. This guy gave me his price in dollars and I was 7. I remember I was even wise. And that was like all the money I had saved in my whole life. When you told me, I'm like, I didn't make sense. What is happening here? This is like price for my one-on-one on audition. No, I think a one-on-one thing. I don't even know how. He was a coach then. Yeah, so he's still very big with my life right now. So I was like, this is my time. And I don't even know how I got the courage to, but I paid that money. So
that was like all you had.
That was all I had. I picked all my savings. Because if you keep it and hope to get from YouTube, free videos, free this, free that, you're just wasting time.
Yeah.
So the fastest way to go is just to shortcut is to meet the person that you've seen this person has done this thing. How much you make let me pay it. Right.
This reminds me of a conversation I saw that Kemi Alabi posted sometime recently. So she said a lot of young people today want to jump and cut corners. You know, they're looking for short form videos, looking for quick knowledge, as opposed to really investing time and effort into long form articles. Yeah. So you find that, of course, now reels are doing millions of views. Meanwhile, articles that are well written with a lot of information in there. You see that those ones are not even getting any views and all of that. So yeah, I think you have a point. We get the best. Like, you don't expect somebody that is doing so well with himself to bottle everything, all his wisdom and years of experience in one short 2 minutes video. No, that's not possible. You have to be willing to do the hard work of looking at this, like going back. Do they have a website? Do they have how can I connect with them? Do they have a one-on-one coaching session, a mentorship session? Do they have master classes? These things are not going to be free, of course. Sign up for them, save up money, sign up for them. Then you can actually say, okay, I have learned to do this and I have learned from the best.
And most times, it's not even about just me. People can perceive joy, right? And perceive joy. For instance, when I reached out to him, I didn't even pay him, to be honest. I didn't pay him at once because I couldn't afford that at once. So I was like, okay, and he saw said that. Yeah, good. You already know what you're doing. Don't worry, just pay this first. Let's travel in this. Later. So,
and also if you're in search of actual knowledge, if you're looking to find knowledge, right? I think that there are ways we can actually do it as well. I know that there are some. I had registered for one mentorship. I joined one mentorship forum. I think it's what now? ADP list.
okay.
It's free, surprisingly free.
Yeah.
And what these guys do for you is to connect you with a mentor in any part of the world, right? A mentor in your field. So you sign up and say, okay, I want to do brand communications, right? And then they pair you with another brand communications mentor. And then you can have you can schedule meetings and calls with this person, and then literally they can transform your life by answering 2 questions that you have or 3 questions that you have. So I think one thing that is also missing, right, is that it's not like there's no knowledge out there or you can't get value. It's that people are not really searching for value. They're looking for
Very true.
they're looking for the easy way out.
So they're not even aware that there's a way to get this thing done.
Yes.
They're not looking for it. That's
correct.
So yes, that only become take time to like invest in learning, invest in people, mentors, getting knowledge from people. You invest like your return on investment is really fast. Comes big now, comes fast. Okay. So I think that so back to taking you through what is your freelancing journey. So first off, you've chosen what you want to do. Then you have learned everything you know about it. The next thing you need to do, start building a portfolio, right? Start building proof, credibility. If people come to you, you're not going to just tell them, I write or I design, and they'll say, okay, come and work with me. Yeah. Next question, how can I see some stuff you've done? All right, so you need to build that portfolio. And people come and say, I've never written, I've started, how can I build it? Another problem of not thinking through. Because if you think through properly, if you search for knowledge, you find different ways. Right? You can. There are many ways, especially with social media. Like, there are many ways that you can build it, but you don't having to work for someone first. Give you a few of them. So first, you can decide to, of course, there are volunteer jobs right now. Everywhere. There are a lot of engineers, right? That sign that you can find on volunteer platforms. That find these people, work for them for free. They won't pay you any money. Work for them. And then, you add it to your portfolio.
Correct. And sometimes even the volunteer jobs are paid indirectly, like they give you stipends. People don't want to do free work, even beginners.
And then there's a platform also, aside being paid, they keep you a platform.
Exactly.
Imagine having in your portfolio, I'm doing the web copy for one big NGO. Nobody's going to ask you, how much did they pay?
Yeah.
They just say, sorry, found this before. So yes. There are free sites where you can get things, but you can do that. You can even decide what you want. I see people are so breezy now. They are so bold. I've seen people just come on and do, I'm running a 10-day challenge. In the next 10 days, I'm going to get my first $1,000 for my first client. And they come and they're trying to do it. Because social media has given you that leverage.
Yes.
You can come and say, every day I'm going to come and I'll pick one brand, I'll design for free.
Sure.
And in doing that, you feel that you're thinking, you're getting the events, people are noticing what you're doing, they're coming to your page, they're coming to you. And
you're building your own confidence.
You're building your own confidence.
You're getting better at it. Instead of just folding your hands and waiting.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, someone will just reach out to you and even hire you. Just like people can even reach out to you and hire you before your process is complete. So once you do, that you've learned, you built your portfolio. Now, you now have to start searching, go into the market, start looking for these jobs. There are different places to find, depending on what you do particularly. You can use job boards, you can use LinkedIn, very, very important platform. You can also use social media. And now the best of all that I will tell you to do is build a personal brand. You have a personal brand. It takes time. It takes more time, but it's the best because literally people can come to you on your intent because you're reaching out. You're no longer the one reaching out and they're reaching out. So it's not one you want to check. Because so these are just a couple of things you can do to, get your finance journey started.
Yeah. So I'm just going to put it out there for everyone again. So what she said so far is if you're looking at getting started on the freelance journey, the first thing you want to do is to define, like just have that clarity, define what exactly it is you want to go into, right? Have that defined, then go back and study about it, do your research, pick up books, read, take up articles, amass as much knowledge as you can around it. Then you want to go ahead to build a portfolio for yourself. And you don't have to fold your hands and wait for jobs to come. Go out there, look for how you can be of help to somebody, how you can volunteer. Basically, just try and build that portfolio. Then you can build a personal brand, correct? So the personal brand is going to take you from say ground zero to 100 because it now becomes easy for people to reach out to you. They're reaching out to you based on your credibility, based on your substance and that authenticity that you have built for yourself.
It will literally take you from begging to being big.
Brilliant.
That's what you do for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's really nice. Thank you for shining light on that. I would like to find out a bit about imposter syndrome.
Okay.
I like to think of imposter syndrome as something that affects everybody. I feel like no matter where you're at in life, no matter what part of your journey you're on as a creative person, right? Beginner creative, just getting started, already in the mix, up there, everywhere. I feel like, because I've had conversations with people and even people that you don't expect actually go through this thing. They're like, I didn't feel like doing this. Or I felt like I was what's the word now? I was a scam, and all of that. So tell me about it. Tell me about imposter. Do you get to deal with imposter syndrome?
Of course, like you said, everybody does. And I don't think it's something that ever goes away. I think it's even worse the more you go, the more senior, but you just learn to deal with it. Right? It's there. It's always there. And to me, it's a good thing because it's a sign of growth. Yeah. Yes. If you can even compare yourself with someone like that means you're brilliant. Right? Because if you weren't doing anything, if you're stationary, like the point is there's no comparison to me. But once you start doing something and you now start saying, this person is doing better, it even shows you're even doing something in the first place. So it's a sign of growth. So the other way to it is through it. That's the only thing to do. Just keep at it. Like, you just need to deal with it because know that everybody deals with that thing. And you can't let it stop you. And you can't let it reduce your future. You just push through it. And that's powerful.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you so much. Just as we're wrapping up, right? Are there things that you're doing right now that is lighting you up? Anything you're doing that is new, exciting, that's making you feel good?
Yes. For me, I think I'm always doing something. I remember for the past like 4 years, my birthdays have always been launch days. I'm always like,
your goals,
got something on my birthday. Always for like 4 years now. So I'm always working on something. Currently, it's the HERLIGN Academy. Right? It's my academy for characters, I'm trying to the goal of my entire goal is to share. So my tagline, brand tagline is learning and sharing. Doing everything to make sure it shares as much knowledge as I can. And right now I'm trying to structure that as a form of an academy. So I'm building an academy for content creators. So come in, it's like fast track knowledge, but you're getting everything but in a short time. Like get fast track knowledge. Get you to buy some of the basic guides in your GV and just learn and then push you out into the world to do that. Right? So that's what I'm currently working on. Of course, I'm working on a few other things for next year, but don't let them see it for me.
Right? Please, for me, if I can always give me a tea. Of course, that's fine. All right. Thank you so much. I think we had a very insightful session here. The conversation is very rich. I have a number of things that I've already penned down in my mind. Like I know that I'm going back to look at this and that, and I'm sure our viewers here have learned a number of things. So it's just less than an hour, and you learned this much from her. So you feel free to look her up, check her Instagram page, YouTube, all of that, and there's been whole lot more. Your new academy, the Right Academy, I think I'm going to be number one on that. Yes, because what happens is that you feel like you're talking to just copywriters, but in the end, it's not just copywriters you're talking to. You end up sharing knowledge, valuable information that everybody gets to benefit from. So thank you so much, Joy. It's been really nice having you here. And I'm excited for the prospects of your academy and your journey entirely.